Welcome to the Deep Dive by Outlier, where we uncover the market's hidden trends and give you the edge you need. Head on over to ovtlyr.com right now to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk today. Now let's jump right in.
Welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to go deep.
Awesome. Well, today we're looking at something, it's really interesting, kind of where global politics and all this crazy technology, they're just like crashing into each other.
Yeah.
And the company right at the center of it all, NVIDIA.
Oh, yeah. They're the big AI chip powerhouse.
Exactly. So they're kind of in hot water right now over in China.
Yeah, seems like it. Facing some scrutiny. Could be a potential anti-monopoly violation, all stemming from their acquisition of Mellanox back in 2020.
Right. And we're going to be unpacking a recent CNBC article. It details the investigation and all the kind of implications and all the ripple effects that this is causing.
Lots to unpack there.
Yeah, for sure. So imagine this. You're like the hottest tech company in the world, and then, bam, you're suddenly on the wrong side of one of the biggest markets on the planet.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in. High stakes.
High stakes indeed, and that's exactly what NVIDIA is dealing with right now. So let's dive in. First things first, the news of this investigation, it hit on Monday, and NVIDIA's shares, they took a dip, like a noticeable 2.6% dip.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a sign.
Oh, absolutely. Whenever you see a stock dip like that, especially after news like this, it's definitely reflecting investor concern. I mean, it's clear there's a lot of uncertainty brewing about what NVIDIA's future in China is going to look like. And, China, it's a huge market for AI. So this is significant.
Massive. Okay, so let's break it down a bit. We've got this Chinese regulator, the State Administration for Market Regulation, or SAMR for short. They're the ones looking into this whole Mellanox acquisition. So what is it about Mellanox? What makes them so special that they're like the trigger for this kind of scrutiny?
Well, you got to understand Mellanox. They're a major player when it comes to all that data center and server tech. The stuff that's really the backbone of anything AI. Processing all that data, storing it, all those massive amounts of information that AI needs to function. When NVIDIA scooped them up, it was a big deal. Like suddenly they had a supercharged engine for all their AI dreams,
Right. So it's like NVIDIA gets this huge boost in an area that's absolutely critical for AI.
Yeah.
And now the Chinese regulators are like, hold on a second. But I got to be honest, it still feels pretty daunting. Where do we even start?
Well, first things first, educate yourself. There are tons of resources out there. I mean, there are books, articles, podcasts like this one, documentaries, you name it. The more you understand about AI, the better equipped you'll be to make good choices, to engage in meaningful conversations, to really make a difference.
Okay, so learn, understand, and then use that knowledge to take action. But what about the ethical side of things? How do we as individuals even begin to influence how AI is being developed, how it's being used? That seems like a pretty tall order.
It's all about critical thinking. Don't just accept things at face value. Ask questions. Think about the potential consequences, both good and bad. Challenge assumptions. Talk to people. Have conversations about the ethical implications of all this. The more we raise these issues, the more likely it is that the people in power, the people making the decisions, are going to take them seriously.
It's almost like we need to develop like an AI literacy, like basic understanding of how it works, the potential benefits, the potential risks, and all the ethical considerations that should be guiding its development.
I love that. AI literacy, that's exactly what we need. And it's not just about the technical stuff either. It's about developing a critical eye, a way of looking at AI and its impact on society, on our lives, with a healthy dose of skepticism.
So to wrap this all up, to bring it back to where we started, back to NVIDIA and their situation in China, what's the big takeaway for our listeners? What do you want them to walk away with after this deep dive?
I think the main point is this. The NVIDIA story, it shows just how complex things are getting, how these global forces, these technological advancements are all tangled up together. But it also shows us that we're not just along for the ride. We have agency. Our choices matter. Our voices matter. And if we're informed, if we're engaged, if we take action, we can help shape a future where AI is a force for good.
I think that's a great place to leave it. This has been a fascinating conversation, really thought-provoking. And as always, we encourage you to keep exploring this, keep learning. The future of AI, it's being written right now. And we all have a role to play in deciding what that future looks like. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, thanks so much for deep diving with us today. Head on over to outlier.com. That's ovtlyr.com to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk today. And we'll see you next time.